Hello, you guys. How is everybody doing? I'm gonna give y'all the opportunity to start coming in. Ooh. I see one person. I don't think they sending out my notifications because my phone hadn't gone off.
Your Wi-Fi back.
Real talk with Tamara at gmail.com. Exposing the truth. Real talk with Tamara at gmail.com. How you guys doing tonight? Hey, Patricia. You need to check with me. Okay. You sending me an email? Hey, Shan. Hey, Positive Vibes. How are you? Y'all doing okay? I'm tired, y'all. Hey, Natural Born Queen in the bushes. Okay. I'm going to wait for more people to start coming in. The Wi-Fi may not be good, real good where I'm at, you guys. So, um, if it starts acting up, it's because of where I'm at. It's not stable. Yes, glad. It's a. I know. Um, where I'm at, it is so freaking beautiful. I did do some video today. I did some video today, and to show the scenery, it's gorgeous. Now I don't know if I could live here. It's a lot to do here. I mean, especially if you have kids or if you wanted to retire, I guess I don't know. But the hills and stuff are so steep. The hills are so steep. I don't like driving up steep hills and stuff. But other than that, it's beautiful, therapeutic. My day is going really good. Thank you.
Okay.
He said, "Long live dog." Yeah, I want to talk about what taking him out did for the crime rate, and the reason I'm on that is because Memphis has always had crime, but it really just seemed like it really spiked after that. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I believe that it spiked. The crime spiked after that. Hey, Jamal, we'll talk about that. Um, hey, Miss Joanne. You guys, make sure you all hit the like button for me. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. We're just waiting for more people to get the notifications and start coming into the room and all of those good things. Um, yeah. But other than that, you guys, like I said, it's been really nice. Um, you're watching the NBA finals. Good for you. I used to love the NBA until they started acting like little girls. I liked it when they was rough. Now they want to act like little girls and stuff. Hold on one second, you guys. We'll get ready to get started in just 1 minute. Um, hold on. Okay. So I wanted to talk about you guys what taking out young Dolph did to the crime rate in Memphis. Now they are sitting ducks. Hey, Miss Sharon, what do you think about the guy's escape from jail in New Orleans? Oh, a worker was arrested, and I think it was more than him. Now he's saying that he feared for his life and all of that. He said they had a knife up to his throat or something, a shank or something. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that pans out. Whether they had a shank to his throat or not, I think they're gonna really hang him. They really going to hang him. But anyways, you guys, what taking out young Dolph did to the crime rate in Memphis, and so now they are sitting ducks. Okay, of course, like I said, the crime in Memphis was always high, right? Hey, Miss Diane, the crime rate was already high, but after he was taken out, it really caused a division, right? It's like there was a division like never before, because you have a lot of young men in Memphis that are aspiring rappers, and they are very talented. Um, but then they was forced. It seems like they was forced to choose a side, right? It seems like they was forced to choose a side, and hey, unfortunately, I can't say, that it's still real visible now, but I think the energy was I'm gonna go hard um, for this particular record label because this CEO now, you know, um, is gonna reward us, for going hard for him because it looks like in the very beginning the young man that had killed him, whether one of them was being rewarded, right? But that was very short lived, and then you still had um, a lot of the young guys around him because they were so brainwashed, saying that he was going to get out. And I think that's because the people that paid them to do it had put their energy into the atmosphere that he was going to eventually get off, and they weren't going to be able to do anything to him. They was going to take care of him and all of that. That's one of the reasons why you saw Straight Drop look so shocked and devastated when he was um, convicted, right? When he was found guilty. But the crime rate has gone up now. I do know that poverty ignites crime. Things has, just everything around. It seems like the city of Memphis is just totally off of balance, right? I'm talking about from the politicians. And when you go to other cities, I got to say this, when you go to other cities and you start seeing all of the stuff that they got in that city, all of like the part, like amusement parks or whatever for the children. Just it's something to do. Each and every time I go to another city, especially if I'm traveling, you know, like in like Eastern Tennessee, Western Tennessee, even when you go down there to like I went to Gulf Shores, Alabama, around Orange, Alabama. I mean, you see that the politicians put money into those cities, right? Hey, Miss J. But it just seems like, the crime totally went up, and it is so hard to get things balanced out again. And the thing that kind of bothered me is that if Hernandez Govan is going to have a trial, that's if he's going to have a trial. It bothers me because now you have to wonder what's going to come out in that trial. I think each and every time, because I don't think Hernandez Govan is willing to go down for CMG, right? So you have to wonder about what's going to come out in that trial. It's going to open up old wounds. You heard some of Young Dolph's artists say that they don't like thinking about it, stuff, what happened to him, because it takes them to a dark place. Can you imagine when this trial happens, what else is going to come out? At some point, Cornelius is going to be sentenced. He has to have a hearing for that. So we don't know. He gets the opportunity if he wants to say something. So we don't really know what else is going to come out. We just know more things are going to come out. More people being involved at some point. Stuff. All of those things are going to come out, right? And so when you talk about somebody as big as Young Dolph was in the city of Memphis, who was feeding a lot of people, it starts to open up those wounds again, and then people start to bleed again, and then oftentimes when people are hurt, we start to see crime, right? Whether it's anybody, it could be fans or anybody. I'm not specifically saying that his artist, but I'm just saying like it just really offset um, the division and the type of energy that has still been put out there as it relates to the people that was involved, the people who had paid for this, has been deplorable, right? It has been absolutely deplorable. Um, Lack of empathy, lack of remorse. Um, it has been totally jarring to see how that they could just pay for a hit for this young man. See that he has children. His family is still watching. His family is still grieving, and just no remorse or anything. No, no guilt or nothing for what they did to him. And so that's why when people come into my chat and they start talking about street stuff is obsolete. Okay, nobody gets to decide that they can write in their books of laws or whatever um, how things should go. If somebody says something that um, if somebody says something that they don't want them to say, what it has proven to me, just kind of watching this, sitting back watching and seeing certain comments and things of that nature, it shows me how weak minded people really are, and really it's sad to say a whole lot of men are weak minded. Not all of them, because if you can't stand, you feel like you're supposed to be putting hits on somebody and killing somebody just because they said something that you didn't like and you agree with that, it means that you are emotionally unstable and pathetic. Okay. Anytime you want to justify going to doing the ultimate, and that's the ultimate that you can do, take somebody's life, it goes to show how weak minded that you really are. And it's really, really sad, right? Because nobody deserves to lose their life. the way that this man did, and then it has totally just taken his life just kind of through the city off balance. Have to think about. It's sad when young men feel like or they're forced to choose, and that was the energy that was out there. You're gonna choose. CMG did put that energy out there in the very beginning when young Dolph had lost his life. Okay, when they thought they was gonna get away with it, there was fear put into the. That was fear was promoted. Okay, so exposing the truth. I'm still looking for that email. You said you was gonna send me an email. I'm looking for it. So it did offset the crime rate because people were being hit up and all of that. It was just really just sad, and I don't think Memphis has gotten back to the point, has recuperated, or I don't know if it ever will from that, right? Especially that energy that was put into the atmosphere, and you still have people trying or thinking, well, I think at this point they know they're not going to get away with it, but I guess the energy is I'm going to go out bad, or that's the energy that they put out there because they don't want to go to jail. Okay, you all make sure y'all hit the like button because that helps to kick the video into the algorithm. I'm basically just talking about what taking out young Dolph did to the crime rate in Memphis. And now you have people that are sitting ducks. I know it's got to be sad. It's not sad, but it's got to be stressful to be sitting around, especially when you know that you're involved. People can tell stories all day, okay? They can tell fibs all day, but it's got to be stressful when you're consistently looking over your shoulder because you know that you participated in something, you had a hand in something. Hey, HD Bully, and now you got to look over your shoulder and consistently wait for the people to come and get you. Hey, True Bleed, how you guys doing tonight? I'm glad that you all decided to come in. Make sure you all hit the like button for me, okay? I know that's got to be stressful when you are a sitting duck. Okay, when you're a sitting duck, you don't know when, but you know what your part was, and you know that your part violates laws, and you already know what violating laws lead to, and so now you got to sit around and wait. And people say, "Well, I'm making money." I never said that nobody was not making money. Okay, that's the first thing people say. You mad because I'm making money? I don't care who make no money. Okay, that's their money. It's enough out there for anybody to make. So I don't have issues with people making money. Okay. Um, but what I want is justice. And I think when there is justice in totality, that's the only way that the energy in the atmosphere can be cleared up, can be cleaned up. Okay. It starts to change the atmosphere, I think, when there is justice in totality because so many people are watching. And then they get the opportunity to see, I didn't get away with this. Okay. This person didn't get a well, this person didn't get away with this, right? So it makes people start to think twice about taking money for hits. You know, I'll be glad when this ends, and everybody is got. And then once it ends and everybody is gotten, that's when the whole truth would start to come out, right? And people would get the opportunity to see that these people that sending hits, um, they don't want to go do no time either, right? How much money people spent to stay out of jail and how scared they was to go to jail, right? I think that it is important for things of that nature to come out so that these young, impressionable young men that's hoping if they can, and women, that if they could say, because these women are setting men up. I never thought I would live to see the day that would happen. I know it's been happening for a long time, but it's happening in record numbers now. And what's so sad is now you hear young women say that they lined somebody up or set somebody up because they want to feed their children. You're a poor excuse for a mother and a woman when you're more than likely a single parent. And instead of getting out and making an honest living to feed your child, you can go work at McDonald's for 2 weeks and make a check to feed your child. Okay. You can go work at a temporary service to feed your child. But instead, okay, these girls are letting these men get them caught up in stuff that's getting them taken away from their children and leaving them parentless, period. Okay. They're having to put them into the care of somebody else that ain't going to treat them right. Okay. And it's leaving these children bitter. Okay. So I think these young women need to think twice about that while doing that. When these dudes are getting them to rent cars for them and rent cars from them and put these cars and stuff in their names where crimes are committed. They need to think twice about that. Hey, CK. Hey, on one we go. You all make sure y'all hit the like button. I don't know how many likes we have. Um, let's see. Yeah, we only have 38 likes, y'all. Make sure you guys hit the like button for me, okay? Make sure you all hit that like button for me. I would really appreciate that, and stop making babies they don't want. Right. I think absolutely. Stop making babies, that you don't want to take care of and that you can't afford to take care of. Because a lot of them can't afford to take care of them, and they ain't trying to afford to take care of them either. Um, Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. We're only at 30 something likes. It's 70 people in here. So we really should have 70 likes. Yeah, we really should have 70 likes. I don't know why people don't hit the like button. And we still not even at 50 likes. You guys, make sure y'all hit the like button. Like, share, and subscribe, okay? If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. I'm not gonna be on here long tonight because I'm tired. Okay, I am so tired. Um, like I said, I'm out of commission, but I've really, 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 and I really enjoyed myself. It's been extremely therapeutic where I am right now. So, um, but I'm tired from trying to go everywhere I could go. We have taught. I'm talking about while I was here. We have been taught all our lives is to stay away from strangers. What do you feel happened, Samurai? What do I feel happened to you? You talking about the crime rate? Oh, you saying stay away from strangers? Oh, okay. Why people are not staying away from strangers? I think now you have people that are more trusting. Let's just take for instance, like some of these OGs, especially if they think that they are a success story. I think the sad thing that is going on now, people don't rate people based on their character. They they think highly of people based on what they have. So you ain't got the character, okay? You don't have the character, but you don't have the character, but you're making the money, and so people put you in a high place that you shouldn't even be in because you don't deserve to be in it, okay? Because you ain't hidden, you ain't about nothing, right? You ain't about nothing, and so it's easy for them to trust them people. Now, if they think that they have something to give them, that's what's going on. They think they have something to give them, they're gonna trust them. Okay. That person ain't no earthly good, but they driving a Bentley. We haven't taught people. We haven't. People now are not being taught to judge people based on their character. It's to judge a person based on what they think they have, and most of that is an illusion. Okay, or what they think that they can give to them, and that's why so many people are unhappy. That's why so many are unhappy. Okay. Yeah, and that's why so many people are so unhappy. Um, oh, we've been taught our lives to seven. So I mean, they really running. They really just walking themselves into burning houses. I say that all the time. I know the straight drop was not innocent, but straight drop took a hit. He went and took a life because he thought that this was gonna be his come up. And I think it's so sad now that he doing a life sentence, but it looks like his family is being his family is being taken care of off of blood money. That's you know off of blood money. I for the life of me, I just don't understand it. I'm not here to be judgmental. I don't know if it's I'm not. But I couldn't take anything from people that helped to ruin my child's life, and then off of somebody living off of somebody else's son's blood. Okay, that's definitely building a sandcastle. And how long is that gonna last? Is the house paid for cash? Because a lot of them get ready to go. They get ready to go. They get ready to go to jail. So if they're paying mortgages, with those mortgages, or did they just give them the money? I'm already sure that the law enforcement know, because I don't. But you have to think about stuff like that. Hey, Miss Muffin, how you doing, girl? How's everybody doing tonight? I'm so happy to be back on here, you guys. I am. I'm so happy to be back on here with you guys. Um, you want to make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, please like, share, and subscribe. But we're talking about what taking out Young Dolph did to the crime rate in Memphis. Um, of course, yes, Memphis already had crime, but I get to thinking about these young men that wanted to rap, wanted to be into the music industry. It really just it went up even more. It did. Because for some reason I don't know why they I could see Young Dolph's artist taken aside and feeling a certain way. But some of these other aspiring artists, for the life of me, I can't understand why in the world they felt like they needed to choose. Just because they aspired, but that's the energy that was put out there. Just because they aspired to be rappers. I'm doing very good. Thank you, Miss Muffin. I'm very relaxed and chill, you know, just relaxed and chill. Just thankful, you know, very thankful to God. So I know we talk about this quite a bit, but I think at some point, not at some point, in the very near future, I would like for us to start talking about how can we come up with resolutions and solutions on how we start to turn this around. I'm not saying that young Dolph's artists need to rectify any relationships with the people that took him out. I would never suggest that. I'm not saying that they should be killing each other, but I would never suggest that. I wouldn't suggest something for somebody else that I wouldn't do. Okay. Um, but at some point, as far as the division, the young people and the young adults that are left in these urban communities, that was directly affected and that was casualty. At some point, I think we need to start looking at talking about solutions, and how things can be rectified. I do know that one thing that needs to be rectified in our community, and I wish some of these rappers would think about that, because I'm gonna say this: rappers that come from a city and they come up off of their city and they don't give back to their cities, they are bloodsuckers of their community, right? So I wish at some point that they would start looking at helping and not just putting their face on things, because we know that a lot of the Memphis rappers can be good for that. Sitting up talking about they partnering with the Memphis City Schools or whatever. They gonna buy some books and they ain't bought nothing. Okay, they never had any intention on doing it. They looking at that as an opportunity to put themselves out there more, as if they are doing something for the community, and they ain't doing nothing for the community. Okay, after a while, you don't even hear about it anymore, and that's why I say we have to be careful about the politicians that we elect and the people that they start to appoint, and put up under them, because they don't really be caring about the community either. They be wanting to take a picture with some of these so-called celebrities to try and further their career. We'll talk about that too another time. But yeah, so that's why I always say these people have a obligation to their community. And for the life of me, if you know that you're not into giving back, hey, the Black Barbie, you know that you're not into giving back, why would you take out someone? Okay, why would you take out someone that is giving back to the community? Okay, do that. It doesn't make any sense. Hold on, you guys. Never gave back, never planned on giving back. But you start taking out leaders that do give back. It's really sad. Okay, it is. It's really sad. On one we go said transactional relationships. Yeah, people don't respect people based on their hearts. Okay, people take it. People, yeah, they respect people based on what they think they got and give to them, and that's why they always end up with nothing. And we see that, and a lot of these young adults do it because they see these transactional relationships with their parents. They see their mothers do it. Okay, kids pay very close attention to their households. Yeah, very jealous. Um, Kids pay very close attention to their households. They see their mother with different men, but she only with him, and she gonna talk about it because of what he can give her. They start to learn that. They see their dad um, ain't worth a hoot. Okay, he's with different women based on what he thinks those women can do for him. These kids start to learn from that and develop these types of personalities. So it's so easy for them to want to try to get up under some of these rappers who ain't no good, who they think can give them something, and so they start to trust them. It's my come up. They don't understand that you cannot come up off of somebody else's back, okay? Because that foundation ain't stable. But hey, that's what go on. Y'all make sure you all hit that like button for me, okay? Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe, okay? Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Um, I wish that I could open up. Let me see if my phone is going to work. I would like for you all to call in. When I say now they are sitting ducks, they know they are sitting ducks. They know they're gonna have to pay some retribution for what they did to that boy. Okay, and they know it's getting closer and closer. It's imminent. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It is. It's imminent. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking for that phone. See if I can. I think this is it. Take some calls. Hold on, y'all. Give me a minute. Try to turn this phone on. Let you all call in for the next 20 minutes. Hey, he sleep. Look over there and give me that wife that card right there, please. Please, sir. Y'all hold on one second. Give me a second. Right there. With that Wi-Fi on it. Right there. I hope is that it? Let me see. Or is it the other one? The bigger one? The red. Yeah. I think it's in there. Y'all hold on one second. Thank you. Oh no, maybe on the other. You hear me? It may be on the other. What you was trying to get me before. Hold on, you guys. Make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Please like, share, and subscribe. I think it's on that. Thanks. Let's see. If it ain't on here, y'all, I'm not gonna worry about it. It's supposed to be on here. I can't worry about it. Okay, you guys, here it is right here. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, okay? Please do hit the like button. Let's see. Um this ain't it either. Y'all ain't gonna worry about it. I can't find it. Let's see. I can't find it. So I guess I ain't gonna be able to um anyway, you guys. When I talk about sitting ducks, let's talk about that for a little while. Let's talk about that for like the next 20 minutes, okay? When I talk about sitting ducks and um the negative energy and that has been put out there into the Memphis community. Okay, and you talk about young Dolph being killed, and then you talk about a group of people that did this, right? Um, when I say sitting ducks, like I think I just explained that you sitting and you waiting because you know you got to reap what you sow. And I think it's sad that the energy, they're still trying to put the energy out there, um, that somebody called this because that's how they get down. That's what they own. And then they got away with it. Okay. Um, so now what has to happen is, and what is going to happen is that people are going to start to see that crime just don't pay. And so I think what we have to do is, as we as we prepare for this stuff to start happening, what we got to do is we got to stop saying that you know the government or law enforcement or whatever just don't want to see black men make money, especially when black men and these black men and women are destroying. Okay, and so what happened was they destroyed a young man's life, and so they have to pay the people. All of the people that was involved in this has to pay retribution for this young man's life. I think our mindsets and stuff has to change as it relates to that. When we're going off of the edge on one, we talk out of the side of our necks. A lot of us on one end talking about rest in peace to young dog, and then on another end, when these everybody that's involved starts to get indicted and arrested, well, they don't want to come for a black man. I think that in our community, it's a lot of mental illness that goes on in our community. I think we're so wishy-washy. We don't really stand for nothing, or stand on anything other than, unfortunately, hating for real. And I ain't talking about hating on somebody saying that you're gonna go to jail because you paid for a hit. That's that's borderline retardation to even think that. I was looking at a rapper say that today. They hating on me getting all this money. Now folks mad at you because you put a hit on the boy. You paid for a hit. And to try to put into the atmosphere that somebody is hating on you because they're saying we believe in justice. We want to see this young man's family get justice. We want for those who may be thinking of doing what you do to see that crime does not pay, but all your comeback is, and anybody else that's like them, if the comeback is you hating on me getting this money, you are borderline retarded. Anybody that thinks like that has a mental illness, okay? And so I've never seen, you know, what I've seen in my life with all of this um, weakness and this weak mentality and all of that, just um, pathetic. Okay, just pathetic. I'm gonna kill you if you say what I don't want you to say. And so I'm so happy that those words that was put out there is coming back to hunt a whole lot of people. I'm so happy that the energy that they tried to put, that the energy that the enemy tried to put into the atmosphere, um, is coming back. Now, the tables have turned. The same people who tried to put fear out there. If you celebrate this man, if you say we was wrong for killing this man, if you say anything, we gonna use the money that the community um, helped us to get to send destruction back. And so now the tables have turned. We see that a lot of those people are sitting ducks and is in fear because they know that their number is going to get called at some point, right? And so unfortunately, those are the types of things that happens when people do some of these things that they've done. Okay, such as kill people, right? Hey, M. Rose, how have you been? I'm glad to see you. You all make sure y'all hit that like button for me, okay? Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. Definitely jealous. Definitely jealous. Jealousy is as cruel as the grave, okay? Jealousy is as cruel as the grave. Thank you, M. Rose. Um, I wish I could have got my phone. Where is he exposing the truth at? He said he had wanted to get in contact with me. Did you send the email exposing the truth? Because I want to see what you're talking about. I really want to see what people talk about. He hadn't sent it yet. Hold on, you guys. Y'all run the likes up for me. Anyways, you guys. As y'all can see, I ain't in the mood to fuss tonight. But I want to be on for at least an hour. So, I mean, y'all can ask me questions. And if there are there any questions that you guys would like to ask me? Is there anything? I be wanting to know who in the bushes because I know a lot of people be in the bushes. It because I normally have in the chat probably about 10 to 12 people, right? That comments in the chat, which means 80%, 85% of the people stay in the bushes, and I never know who they are. You're not gonna get into bed. You don't want to get into bed. Oh, okay. What's up, Dot again? Dot again says the answer is in the question. When CMG is done, there will be a distant memory that Memphis will want to forget. Gotti hates Pre because they are what CMG would never be, which is universally loved. HD Bullet says, I agree, Stephen. HD Bullet said, "Hey, Miss T, have you been following the latest on Remy?" No, you know what? I saw a little bit on that. I'm like, Lord, the Black Barber said, "Is it just me and Cypress that thinks that it's more to Mr. N than it appears?" So when you say you think it's more to him, what you think it is? The Black Barbie Bridge HPT2 could go over and be in jail allegedly for the charges. I don't know. I don't know. I I don't really think in. I don't know. I'll say this. There's no evidence of him being there, but you have people that say he is there. You know, the people that that's tapped in the street that says that he's there, so he could very well be there. But there's no evidence of it as far as I can see. But I guess it don't mean that it's not true. Godson says, "I'm over here in the rose bushes." Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've heard them say that he is, but I don't know if he is. Hmm. But someone has seen him there for one reason or another. Yeah, they say, the rumor is that some people say he up in there. So hey, yeah, allegedly. So I'm not saying that he's not. I'm just saying I I looked. I didn't, but he could be up in there. Hey, Samuel. True results the same dude that said somebody with a black men deserve to grow old. Oh my god. Hmm. Lord have mercy. I tell you. I tell you. Mm, Lord. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Y'all got me tickled. Y'all got a sister tickled. Yes, Stephen, I remember. Y'all hit that like button for me, please. And thank you. You guys. You all hold on for me. Hold on, you guys. I'm trying to do something right quick. Tamara, you see Fizzle and Moochie release videos? No, I didn't see them. I haven't seen them, but I'm going to make sure that I go check them out. I haven't had the opportunity to see them. Yep, I haven't had the opportunity to see them. I'm out, y'all. Let me know when True drops another. I don't know. You know what? Like I said, you guys, I'm anticipating too what's gonna go on with Govan's trial because I don't know. I don't. I wish I did know. Well, no, I don't. I want to know when everybody else know. To be honest, I want to know when everybody else know if it's gonna be a trial because I'm still not convinced. I'm still not convinced that it's gonna be a trial. So you know, it's gonna be interesting to see how things turn out. As it relates to that. But what I feel is that I don't think that he's going to hide anything to protect anybody. I don't think that he's going to do that, and that's just in my opinion. Yep, that is just in my opinion. Also, you guys, I want to let you all know that I think I've said this before. Election season is coming up. So you all will start to see me like upload more videos of interviews from politicians from around the Memphis area. And also, I was looking at some of my older shows. I'm gonna get back into talking about the Sittin Ducks in a minute, but I just want to do a PSA. I really did enjoy when I was, and that's why I'm happy about my weight loss journey and all of that, getting back to myself. I feel like this is personal as far as getting back to myself. You know what I mean? Um, and I I enjoyed interviewing gospel artists, and so I was talking to a very popular gospel artist today, who basically connected me with a lot of the gospel artists. That's something I really want to get back into doing. Um, I really enjoyed that, talking with gospel artists. I feel like with so much negative stuff being promoted in the atmosphere, I think that what I had originally planned and why I started doing it when I was interviewing gospel artists, regardless of what they do in their personal life, uh, uh, promoting a positive message is very well necessary, because we see so much negativity promoted, and that's something that I really enjoy doing, right? So I'm gonna get back into doing those interviews too, um, with gospel artists, and it goes right with what I do because I do produce shows for churches. So thanks everyone for yes, thank you everyone for hitting the like button for me. So Miss Muffin, let me ask Miss Muffin something. I'm gonna get ready to randomly ask people stuff, since people ask me stuff all the time. Miss Muffin, do you think that Cornelius is gonna get 40 years? I don't believe that Cornelius is gonna get 40 years. I don't. But do you all think that Cornelius is gonna get 40 years? I don't think that he's gonna get 40 years. I don't think that he's gonna get 40 years either. I don't believe it, but I think he goes to court next. I think he goes to court next week or something. I don't think he's. I don't believe he's gonna get 40 years though. Be interesting to see how that turns out. I'm interested in seeing how that's going to turn out and what that leads to. um, the Black Barbie says she thinks that he's gonna get 99 years. I don't know. He might get 25 to 30 or less. I would say. I'll say. I'll. This, in my opinion, I think he would get 30 or less. 30 and under. I'll say that. 30 and under. That's in my opinion, though. You ready to get in bed? Okay. Um. mm, just in my opinion, I think he'd get 30 and under. I don't know though. I don't know. anyways, y'all.
Swimming pools take all the energy.
Sure do. Probably gonna be wanting to get up in the morning and try to go and get in it.
Ain't gonna let that. Too many kids now.
It's a lot of kids down there.
Grown folks too. Act like cold. Okay, let's
Lord have mercy.
shit.
Well, at least he got the opportunity to, because it seemed like to me he went like 4 times. Miss Muffin says, I think he will parole out on first time he's eligible. Did Straight Drop get life? Did he get life with parole? He got life with parole, didn't he? Godson says 25, I think. That's possible. 25 with parole. It's going to be interesting to see. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna get off of here because I'm tired. I am very tired, but it will be back to regular schedule tomorrow. I enjoyed being on here with you all tonight. I know I missed last night, but I'm happy you all came out and chill with me. And tomorrow, I think I want to do something a little differently. I think I want to have a young lady on whose daughter went missing, and this month is the anniversary of her death. Not death. I'm sorry. I hate to say that. She's maybe she has been legally declared dead, but she's been missing now. I think this is the 30th year, and you all have heard me talk about this case before. And before you all get off, I just want to show you all this, okay? Her mother is going to come through and give an update. I want you all to see this just to remind you all of what I'm talking about.
Include
Because when I started, they did. Oh, she's been missing from Pine Bluff since. Thanks for tuning in to Real Talk with Tamara. On today's show, I have Laurel Hall here. Is Laurel Hall?
Yes.
She's the mother of Cleishandria Hall. She's been missing from Pine Bluff since 1994. Did I pronounce her name right?
Cleishandra.
Cleishandra. Cleishandra Hall.
We call it Clea for short.
And Clea for short. Thanks for traveling here to be on my show.
Thank you for having me.
How have you been?
I've been good.
Mhm.
I am blessed to be here because with the situation that's been going on with Clea
Mhm.
for 20 years, I could be somewhere totally different.
Mhm. You know, when I first saw um, that show on TV1, and they did the episode with Clea, it was like, oh my goodness, are they or whatever?
Even back then, we had shows like Unsolved Mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
And when this happened, and I would tell the police something, or I'm thinking something, or
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading up on probable cause because I'm trying to do the investigation with them.
Mm-hmm.
And when I would tell them something, their response is usually, it doesn't happen. Cleo was a typical teenage girl. Um,
Okay, so I think I could tell it. Hey, Tim Tam in chat. I pray that you guys have an amazing. Right, I want you guys to enjoy your weekend too. But that's a show that I did sometime back. And I don't know if she's been missing 30 years yet, but her mother, this is out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And she was a 17-year-old girl, almost 18. And she went missing after her from her summer job. The man, she was working for a man named Dr. Amos that lived actually, because we've been to Pine Bluff to her family's house. We rode past his house, and he lives actually in the neighborhood. You have to go past his house to get to their house. So her mother has to drive past his house every day, and she was working a summer job at his home to make extra money. She had been accepted into TSU pre-med program, and so she was working a summer job to earn extra money, right? And her mother had been taking her for several months, and this particular day, Dr. Amos's wife called Clea and asked her if she wanted to work overtime, and she said her mother says that she was asleep on the couch, and she woke her up, and she went she told her his wife yes, and she went in to the house. Her mom always drove her to work, and that was the last time that she saw her daughter. She says that she when she fell asleep that night, and when her husband got home, he asked where she was, and she thought about it. I haven't picked her up from around the corner at Dr. Amos's house. And she said when she called, he answered the call on the first ring and says, well, I don't know where she is, as if he was waiting for her to call. And he was like, she left hours ago. And she said she asked him who did he leave with. He said he didn't know who she left with. All he knows is that she signed out and left, and that's it. Well, and looking at this man's history, he's had a very suspicious history. Okay, he worked at funeral homes, so it would be easy for him to dispose of a body. But it's funny that um, after I did this show, there was a man who knew this Dr. Amos that lives in Texas. And I don't know what made him go on the internet looking for this show. By this time, I had put this show up on the internet, right? And he calls me and he goes, I was looking at that show you did, because I had my number and stuff up there at the time. And he was like, I was looking at that show you did, and I knew Dr. Amos. And he said, whatever they think he did to that girl, I want y'all to know he did it. And I was like, well, who are you? And he was like, I went to college with them. I went to school with them. And he has nerves like a bat out of hell. And he says, and this is what this man said, and this has always stuck out with me. He says, what I believe, and I believe this is what happened, because the man lives in Texas. The day after she went missing, instead of helping her family look for her, he drove to Texas. This man says, this is what I think happened. He says, I think what happened was he made advances at her. And when he made advances at her, she rejected him. He said, when we was growing up, We was in college together. He could not accept rejection. He was crazy. He says, and so what I think was that when she rejected him, um, she then told him, I'm going to I'm gonna tell on you. And so this is why I know that he knows something. He says, and I just really wish, he said, and I think when she told him, I'm going to tell on you, it made him flip out and he killed her. He says, I really wish that when he came on to her, that she just would have left and not said anything. So I really think that man was telling the story without knowing, because what would make him just randomly go on the internet and look to see if any stories had been up about this young girl who had been dead by this time for many, many years, or missing for many, many years, because she's still, nobody, they can't really declare, her family may have declared her dead, but anyways, to make a long story short, I definitely took an interest in this story. The police, for some reason, I don't know. I think during that time they was trying to protect him, and they never really questioned him. Maybe one time they didn't check his house. He lawyered up immediately. They never went into his house and checked his house. This was where this girl worked at, the last place she was at. Why wouldn't you get a search warrant and go into his house? They didn't do any of that. They basically left him alone because he lawyered up. So nobody had really talked to him. So me and a couple more investigators took an interest in this case a couple years ago, and we was driving up to Pine Bluff. Okay. And so I got his phone number and I called him, and he was flaming mad at me. He's very arrogant. And he talked to his wife like she was garbage, but nobody has ever been able to get an interview from him, right? And so this man is horrible. So when I started to ask him about it, he started to blame her mother. He said, "What was her mother at anyways? Why would her mother leave her child out like that, as if whatever had happened was the mother's fault for falling asleep?" Okay. And then he turned around and says, "What kind of mother?" He said, "I wasn't even at home that day when she had her daughter come to my house to work." But now his wife was the one that called Clea and asked if she wanted to come and work overtime. He says, "I wasn't home." He said, "What kind of mother drop their child off at somebody's house and they're not there?" But his wife called and asked if she wanted to work overtime, and he claims he was not there yet, and that was a flaw on Cleo's mother's part to allow her daughter to go and work at his house, supposedly without him being there. Y'all, when I tell that man talked to me like I was a dog, he was mad, right? He was really mad. So I was like, well, I know you've never done an interview in all these years, and I want to give you the opportunity to do an interview, to tell your part of the story. He told me, "You ain't got no business asking me to do nothing if you have not read the police report, or if you have not read my statement." I said, "Well, I never knew you gave a statement, because you says that the rumor is that you had never given a statement." He said, "Well, see, you ain't got no business talking to me about nothing if you gonna come to me talking about rumors." He really talked bad to me. But that was more than anybody had ever gotten out of him, so I had to basically take it. And so he says, once you read that, once you get your hands on that statement is very old, then you call me back and you can have a conversation with me at that point. Y'all, this is a true story. I immediately called somebody that could get all of that paperwork, right? So I ended up, he really didn't give no state. They really didn't interrogate him because he lawyered up. So the very same day, about a couple hours later, I called him back, you guys. He had changed his phone number. I promise to God. Okay. So he had changed his phone number. So I waited. And I was telling someone, I was like, his phone number, I don't know if he's blocked me. So I had another investigator to call, and they was like, he's changed his phone number. So it was like, well, we're gonna give it a couple hours. This is what made him mad. Okay, we got real good systems, right? It's like we're gonna give him a couple hours, gonna wait for it to update. And sure enough, when I waited a couple hours, waited for some stuff to update, it was showing us his brand new phone number. And I called him back and I said, "Hi, Dr. Amos, how are you? You said that if I, got the paperwork and I read that particular paperwork, that you would give me an interview." He said, "What?" He was flaming mad because he's trying to figure out how she get my phone number in a couple hours, my new phone number in a couple hours, and he just flew off. He totally blamed her mother. Basically said her mother was a bad mother. Just twisted, right? He was screaming at his wife. He was screaming at his wife. Now, from what I've heard, his wife is totally scared of him. His first wife, I ended up tracking her down, okay, with his older children. And when I talked to her, I said, "Ma'am, I got your phone number. I wanted to, talk to you about a old case." And as soon as I said, "I know at the time you had just divorced him," and the lady flipped out. She started screaming and hollering, "I'm not married to him. I was not married to him. Ma'am, I don't know anything." I mean, the lady went into pandemonium. I know, upward of about 20 minutes trying to calm her down, right? She really went into a pandemonium. Now, for the life of me, I can't understand why Pine Bluff has not solved that case, right? It's obvious that the ex-wife and the current wife, who he totally has under his control, from my understanding, there is some abuse that is going on. Why they have not solved that case. Now, Clea's mother, I believe that there's a lot of negligence. And in my opinion, I feel like it's not in their interest. It wouldn't be in their interest, nor the state of Arkansas's interest, to solve that case, because her mother would own the state, okay, with the lawsuit that she could file based on the negligence. And at the time, I believe he had people within that department back then in the early 90s that was covering for him, okay? So I'm still believing that I don't really, the state of Arkansas now, even though they say we put him in a ditch, I've been told y'all don't go over there running because the police, they're different over there. They're going to kill you. But everything else is extremely antiquated, okay? Even like I don't think they have a DA in Pine Bluff. They basically have the DA is in Arkansas and handles cases in other, like Pine Bluff, and it's in Little Rock, handle cases like in Helena and Pine Bluff and places like that. They don't even have their own DA. But she's gone to the FBI over there in Arkansas. They have not done anything. I think it's worth a push. I think she needs to get answers before Dr. Amos, he done got old now. Okay. So here's another thing to me, and I'm gonna disclaim it because I don't know. Okay. So allegedly, I'll say allegedly, as far as this is concerned. I get to wondering about, because around that time, so I started doing some research. I told you I'd be tapping into the Pentagon. Okay. I get my mind is twisted, I guess, too. And I started pulling up all of the young ladies that went missing around that time. So then I started pulling up, because see, he buys a lot of properties. So I started pulling up all of his properties, right? and he had a lot of properties that was abandoned and still is abandoned around Hot Springs, Arkansas, places like that. And around the time Clea went missing, um, a lot of other girls that was similar in age, similar in look, went missing too. This man traveled because he was buying properties across Arkansas. Okay, Helena, Hot Springs, places like that. And I remember Clea's mom says that when this first happened, she didn't take this lady called her. She didn't take it seriously, and the lady was like, "I want to let you know because this man grew up in Helena, Arkansas." And she says, "I want to let you know that he did this one time before to a female white in Helena, Arkansas." So I ended up calling I thought about that and I called and he did it like in 89 or 90. So I ended up calling the Helena, Arkansas police department. They said they don't keep no records of no people missing in 89 or 90. Y'all, my mama up in this room with me, so I can't say what I want to say. Y'all notice I've been being nice all night long, okay? Because she won't go to sleep because I guess she sitting waiting to see if I'm gonna say something, okay? But I'm not gonna say. Y'all know I don't be saying no bad things around my mama. Y'all know I don't do no cussing, anyways, right? I've been delivered. Y'all ain't heard me cussing in a year, right? Wink, wink, in a year. So y'all don't have to be good with my mama around, but. Hey, anyways, to make a long story short, y'all know those are the types of things that I'm definitely into. This case right here, because her mother would come to Memphis, her mom and her dad, um, and she's trying to keep her story alive, and I think that it is worth doing updates. Now, Dr. Amos was never charged with nothing, so. Child, please. Dr. Amos he might be in his 60s. Now, Clashendria's mother is a nurse. So I remember Clashendria's mom told me that after this happened, the church was having a health seminar or something where they had people come out there, and with her mother being a registered nurse, they was checking their blood pressure and all of those things. And she says that Dr. Amos didn't know that she would be there. Okay. And so she said that by the time they were in the line, there were other nurses taking blood pressure. She said she came in just as Dr. Amos was getting up to the line to get his blood pressure checked. And she said the other young lady that was sitting there checking him got up to go take a break, and she sat down. She said when Dr. Amos saw her, it was unexpected, and she said he sat down, and she said, "Let me check your pressure." Now this is after her daughter went missing. She's got a really good spirit. She's very calm. Okay, she's calmer than I could ever be. And she said that Dr. Amos' pressure was off of the Richter scale. And she said she thought because he was so stressed out when he looked at her, she said his face, by this time her daughter had been missing for like a year, his face was so flushed. And the mere fact that he had to sit down and let her take his pressure, she said his pressure went up so high, it stressed him out so bad that it scared him so bad to have to sit there and sit there in front of her. They was getting ready to call the ambulance. Okay, he really should have had died. Okay, because he ain't no good. I mean, because he been around here allegedly. I think some of those girls, Lord forgive me for saying that, but he a predator like that needed to have been croaked. Okay, but he yeah, I think that if you could, I'm just gonna have to go ahead and just tell the truth. Arkansas's ABI ain't hidden, ain't you know They more about killing people than solving cases. Okay, that to them that's solving the case, killing people. But I really believe that the main FBI is worth going to Washington. It's worth reaching out to the FBI in Washington and having them boys go in there and solve their case. Okay, because that man was traveling. He was going all down to Dallas um, during that time. And when she went missing, you guys, Clea's mother said he left the next day going to Dallas, Texas, right? And then when he got back from Dallas, Texas, while they're around there looking for Clea, days after she went missing, he started laying new concrete in his driveway, fresh concrete for his driveway. It's something weird about that. You got a girl who was working in your house, in your home office, a teenage girl that went missing after she supposedly left your house, and you'd never helped the mother and the parents find her. And then when they was putting up flyers, he was seen taking the flyers down. So it's something wrong with that. So, child. Anyways, I'm gonna have her mother on. I want because she went missing in May all those years ago. And this is the month that she always celebrate her every year. Um, Keeping her memory and stuff alive. And Cleo's mother, and hey, and she has every right. She has never been found. And so her mother says that she's had hope for all these years, over 25 years, that her daughter will walk in that house until a body is found. And I don't think she's declared her dead. I'm not sure. But she says until a body is found, she still has hope that her daughter is alive. So, I can't bring myself to say to her that I don't think her daughter ever left his house. I could never bring myself to say that. Okay. I can't, because who am I to say to a mother who's keeping hope alive after 25 years that her daughter is still alive? I can't take that away from her. You all make sure y'all hit the like button. But are y'all interested in seeing that interview that I'm gonna do with Miss Hall? Are you all there? Am I? Okay, ZK says she is. Good. Because these are the types of interviews and stuff that I'm getting ready to start back doing. That's what I started out doing. We'll do updates on Young Dog's case as these jokers, these local jokers get indicted. But y'all know we got work to do, you guys. We gotta bring awareness to things like this also. So we y'all are we're one. I say that we're one. I need you all to share the videos and help me to get this stuff out there, to bring awareness to help these families. That's my passion. That has always been my passion. And so we got work to do because we're in this together. We're gonna do this together. Okay. So I'm so happy to be able to welcome her back. And after that, I'm gonna have another young lady's mother on. Okay. Um, I'm gonna have another young lady's mother on. And I've written down the plan of how I want to do this. Okay. And I'm just, that's why, you know what? I'm so happy that I've been conditioning myself. I think the dedication and eating healthy and juicing a lot of my foods and stuff lately has helped my mind to discipline my mind to get me right back to where I needed to be, because I've been saying that a lot of these families and stuff need me. They've been needing me for a very long time. I did this for years and then I got drained. This is the main reason, other than injustices, African American men and women being locked up for crimes that they did not commit. This is, people ask me why I became a private investigator. I became a private investigator so that I could help to bring awareness and investigate cold cases such as this, and work with attorneys that work with um, men and women that have been convicted of crimes that they did not commit. Those are the main two reasons why I became an investigator. Not to snoop in nobody's life, which it has paid me well. Okay, I done helped a whole lot of women, sis, as they say, to get a whole heap of money. Okay, I done helped them to get a whole heap of money. If there's ever anything to find out as it relates to a cheater, who they with, whatever, I be the one. Okay, I don't do that no more though. Okay, I don't do that no more. I done got away from that. I still got the skills, but I don't do that no more. As far as that type of work, but that's the main reason why I did. Um, and so putting these shows and bringing awareness. There's a young man from out of New Orleans. His case was very public, very national. And I was sitting at home the other night, and he called me. Like, he called me from jail. And he was like, I'm about ready to do another interview, and some things have happened in his case. And yeah, I can't wait to because he's never really had a voice. The very first interview that he did was on my show. It was on my show. His mother came to Memphis from New Orleans, and one of the activists from New Orleans, they both came to Memphis, and it's about that time again. Okay, at this time, I think I'm going to go to New Orleans and interview him in the facility that he's in. I'm trying to get somebody that I know down in New Orleans that works within the penal facility to hook it up, to ensure that I can go into one of those rooms, the media rooms, and interview him in person. That will be an exclusive. Nobody has ever done it. And I still believe, okay, that is going to happen. It is going to happen. He's ready. So, anyways, y'all. If y'all hear snoring, that's my mama and my nephew snoring. My nephew has really enjoyed himself. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, my computer get ready to die out. So I'm gonna have to get off of here, you guys. Let me see how much juice I got on here. Okay, it's not bad. Yeah, what's up, that dude? So you guys, that's what we're gonna get into. You know, it's time to start putting in the work and bringing awareness to a lot of things. I remember, I remember that case, the Phoenix Coldens case. And her mother, she went missing in St. Louis. That's when there was a trafficking ring in St. Louis where they was kidnapping girls left and right. And her family was consistently coming to Memphis. And I wanna get an update for her mother. Her mom and them. Her parents were older, and it really stressed them out. The idea that the girl went missing like that, and she still hasn't been found. They found her vehicle, but she hasn't been found. They found her vehicle in East St. Louis, Illinois. In East St. Louis, Illinois. They've never found her. It's so sad. It's so sad. So now y'all see why I don't have the tolerance for these dudes that set up on the internet and violate women. I don't have the tolerance for that. I feel like if you're trying to pull a woman's information, if a woman wants you to have her information, she'll give you her information. If you're sitting up using databases to pull somebody's information, you're a predator. And so predators like that have to be reported to the FBI. Okay. They have to be reported to the FBI. More than likely, they're doing illegal things. And so what the FBI does is they lay on them. Okay. They lay on them. Okay. So if they don't get them for that, they're gonna get them for something else illegal they doing. Okay, that's how we do it over here. Yeah. Anyways, if y'all know of like any like cases that you all want me to cover, send them to my email, like realtalkwithtamara@gmail.com. Okay, send it to my email. I would appreciate that. And then I'll start looking into it. And I really want to, do more cases around the Memphis area. I do know this for a fact that there is a trafficking ring that is up in Memphis. But at this point, they're in the process of dismantling that. I mean, they're going to start indicting them, you know. Yeah, for that. So, if you want to sell little girls and stuff, you're going to have to find you another job in jail because that's where you're going to be. Because that's definitely happening, and it's very bad in Memphis at this point. Probably about a year or so ago, um, a young lady was brought to Memphis from Nashville. And this is why I say, y'all, I don't understand what's going on with our women, how they could be so disgusting, a lot of women. This young girl was 16 years old. She was out there in the street, but she started trusting this older girl that was in her late 30s, looking at her as a big sister, mother figure. The girl told her to come from Nashville to Memphis. They was getting ready to go to Memphis. So it was the girl, the 16-year-old girl, the girl that she trusted, and another girl and two dudes. At some point, the girl realized that they was getting ready to try and prostitute her. Oh, y'all, oh Lord, these folks are snoring up in this room. I'm ashamed. Oh, I'm gonna have to, oh Lord have mercy. And she went into the Walmart on Elvis Presley in White Havens. They stopped there. She went into the restroom and went into a stall and called the police. She told one of the workers to come in there with her. They locked the door. The girl called 911 and says, I live in Nashville. I left Nashville to come to Memphis with a young lady that I trusted that's older than me. She says they're getting ready to prostitute me, and I didn't know it. And so they went into the Walmart in Memphis and rescued the young lady, the 16-year-old girl, and and what's the word that I'm looking for? And arrested them. So that's why I say, y'all, we got work to do. We have a lot of work to do by exposing a lot of this stuff, right? That's what I want. That's what I was born to do. I feel like that's my mission. I'm not in fear of anybody. I think as kooky, as crazy as I am, I just think you got to be a fool, anyways, to be bothering me because I flips out. And it may be one of the reasons why I always never had issues with doing airing cases and stuff like this. Okay, I carries. Okay, so I just don't, and I don't have no issues with protecting myself. If you don't want the police or the FBI to come and get you, stop messing with children. Stop unaliving women. Okay, stop trying to just take your sickness and go check yourself into a mental hospital. As much as women, as men and women out there that's just giving away free tail, it's a lot of women giving away free tail. You really got to be twisted to be going and taking something from a woman. Okay? Because, see, I'm going to tell you something. I think they need to change the laws um, to the death penalty for guys that get women drunk and then the women pass out and then they sleep with them. That's RAPE. Anytime you have men that say it all the time, and she got drunk and had sex with us, that's a predator. I can't stand no. Y'all, my mama. Oh, I know she over there snoring, but y'all, my mama can hear her sleep, so I can't say the things that I want to say, because even though she over there snoring, embarrassing me, she can hear it in her sleep real good. Okay, so if I said something bad, she gonna wake up and say, "What did you say?" Even though she over there snoring, she always been able to hear. I can hear in my sleep too, y'all. It's weird because I can hear everything a person say while I'm asleep. I just be dreaming about it as they say it. It's so weird. But men that get women drunk and then have sex with them and then turn around and brag about it, a lady is passed out. Don't you know that's RAPE? What you need is the death penalty because you're a predator. Okay, that's what you need. Why would you even want to be having sex with a woman that's incoherent, that's basically laid out unconscious? You sick, you twisted. That's basically having sex with a corpse. Okay, y'all know how I get, so I can't stand no predators. Periods. Anyway, child. Oh, I've enjoyed myself. I'm ready to go home. I left. Um, well, not left, but I have my cousin. This time I didn't leave my daughter. to house sit for me. I left a cousin who was like a aunt there to house sit for me, and I don't know. I hope because the first thing she said was, "Well, I started boxing up a lot of your stuff because I'm moving, you guys, and I boxed up, finished. I boxed up a lot of that stuff for you." I said, "Oh Lord, and why? I would appreciate her doing that if I was there, but I mean, now I ain't gonna know if she got sticky fingers." What's wrong with you, old girl? Yeah, did you stop breathing in your sleep? You want to get in the bed? Come and get in the bed, cause that's not. Um, Come on over here, get in the bed, cause I know that's not comfortable. Period. Yeah, I will wake somebody up out their sleep if I feel like they ain't breathing right. I get up and get the screaming, and before they know it, I call the ambulance. I woke my little nephew up last night because he didn't sound like he was breathing right. I used to always, when my kids when they were babies, and when they was breathing real, smooth and real, it seemed like I couldn't hear them breathing. I would start rocking them until they started crying. And then once they started crying, okay, she ain't nothing wrong with her. She alive. Lord, I go ahead and put a bottle in her mouth so she going back to sleep. Come on. I'm moving my stuff off the bed so you can get in. My mama over there asleep. You need to get comfortable. Talking about her leg hurting. What's wrong? Yeah. Did you take your Advil?
No, I wrote some of that. The cream on.
Is your knee swollen up?
Yeah.
Well, you probably need to take some Advil.
Yeah. You probably do, but I took some earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Before when you came for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I had to take some.
All right, y'all. Let me take care of my mother. Okay, y'all. So it'll be back to regular schedule on tomorrow. Okay. It'll be back to regular schedule. I appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys. We'll talk tomorrow.